Hello once again, YouTube. Chris the Nightbringer here, bringing you some new in Fleetworks. And when we left off, in my last episode, I was talking about things like the Galente color scheme, changes to the channel, and a new import process for getting clean models into StarMade. So, we're going to focus on that. We will also be taking a look at the Minmatar Rifter, which I have been working on, but we are going to demonstrate that process for importing those clean models with the Rifter import, the Rifter model, as well as the Amar Mauler model, which is a cruiser. Amar Mauler, oh my god, tongue twister. Amar Mauler model. Nice. Okay, anyway. So as you can see, we have an Amar Rifter. I have some red hull on there, which I will use to demonstrate a thing in a second. Generally, as you may or may not know, the process for importing this involves the program Try Exporter, because that's the easiest way for me to get my hands on the latest models from EVE Online. I use this program to export the models from EVE Online, right? And they come into the world. I don't know where I was going with that. They come into the world as an OBJ file format, which I can then use with Smedit to translate into a blueprint. This blueprint is devoid of any detail and is a generalization of the OBJ file into some sort of shape in StarMade made out of gray hull. And this is what we are left with. A very bumpy, clumpy, ugly gray mass of hull. So, the problem with this is that it's very ugly. As you can see, and I'm going to refer to this as a step. A step is the pattern on the hull that determines an angle or curve, right? That's what I call it, at least, the step. Right, so we have a step of 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, right? That is the step that I have determined for this hull. However, because of the unclean import process, we have, not 2 blocks away from it, a very different step. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, sort of? 1? Real quick. No. Yeah. Sorry, it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then technically 2, and then 1. It goes in a different direction, and the angle is just different. It's ugly and messy, and you can see why that's an issue. And even 2 steps away, 2 blocks away, it's different. But not only that, you couldn't mirror this and expect it to be exactly perfect on this side, or this side, or this side. So that is the whole Try Exporter OBJ to Smedit blueprint type of process that results in this. And real quick, I'll show you with a larger scaled ship the problems we run into when we get into the larger scale. It continues to generalize shapes and areas, leaves out detail, and we get things like this. There is an entire missing block right here. Either that, or this block here, or these 2 blocks here do not need to exist, but they do. This is the shape that it has given me, and if I were to completely wedge this, not only would we have a very random pattern on the hull, it would have very noticeable dips into the hull at places like this, where it just goes like bam, 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 and then it continues on with a much smoother pattern or step as it curves around, right? It's very messy. So we have a new process, and this entire process was outlined in a forum thread that I will link to in the description below. That forum thread outlined a process which uses a program called Poly2Vox, as well as some sort of file converter, and it's something like K262 schematic or something like that. I have no idea. You'll find out when you get to the forum thread in the description below via the link, right? So what you start off with is this program called Poly2Vox, and you can take an OBJ file. You start up the program Poly2Vox with the command line. It's the only way to access the program, excuse me. You then tell it to basically run this OBJ file with a set dimension. The dimension is the longest dimension of the ship that you were trying to create, right? In this case, it's 139 meters, which is the length of the ship, the longest dimension. You then create some sort of voxel file, right? you need to take this voxel file and put it through this file converter, which will create a Minecraft schematic. Now this Minecraft schematic file converter, the one I got from the forum post, did not work, and I had to do a bit of online searching. I found a thread on the Minecraft forums where I was able to download a working one. So if you cannot get the file converter to work from the StarMade forums, you will simply have to Google the name of the file converter. You will find out the name of the file converter when you check out that forum post on the StarMade doc. Google that name, you will find a Minecraft thread, and you will be able to download a working version from there. At least that is what happened in my case. If that doesn't help, then honestly I don't know what to tell you, because I was very much lost, and that was the only other place I found a working link. So if that doesn't work, I have no other solutions for you. So just letting you know right now. This is all very obscure and well-kept secret amongst the internet, apparently. So as you can see, we have this clean shape. Oh, quickly, you need to take that schematic, import it into Smedit, and then you need to export it or save it as a blueprint. And that's how you save and do all of this and get this beautiful model, right? So you still need to use Smedit, and of course you need to use 2 other programs in order to get to this far. But I think the results pay off, and I'll show you with the Mauler in a second. But you can see that it's a lot cleaner. There's no more bumps in the hull, not any major bumps at least, everywhere, right? And generally, it's much nicer. For some reason, it also colors some of the blocks. I'm not sure why. Obviously, these are engines that it has colored, and I have no idea why or how it knows whether to color those blocks, because I told it to make the entire thing out of one solid color, and I have no idea why it did that. But anyway, that's a thing that it does. But you can see the difference just by looking at this ship. You don't even need to look at that ugly model over there to know that this is better, right? You can actually see patterns in the hull, which is what you should be seeing, because even though everything is at a curve or a really weird angle, there are ways to achieve those same angles in a voxel world, right? It's all a matter of patterns, and that's where this process really pays off, because suddenly you get a whole bunch of detail that you missed. For example, on that other ship, you probably would not have noticed, along the path that I am tracing with my cursor, the edges of the 3D model as it were if it were just a 3D model, right? We have one there that runs along the length of the ship, and we have one right here. Those are edges in the 3D model. The area in between would be the face, right? There's probably multiple more breaks or edges going across the triangles of the model, which is, you know, however your model is made. It's all made out of triangles and stuff. So it's pretty interesting seeing all that lost detail. And, I mean, even in the front, see this? That's obviously a separate shape. And it is. If you look at the actual model, it's a separate shape, right? If we come over here, not only does it look like it merges, but it's just messy as fuck. It really is. It looks like this shape down here just merges and blends in with the shape on top. Whereas over here, you can actually see that there's a break. There's some sort of difference in these shapes. It's not just that it merges at the top, because towards the bottom, it splits. So if you take a look at the actual model, you'll notice that. So that's all pretty exciting, and I hope you guys use that process if you want. I don't know how many of you actually use Smedit, of course. Sometimes it's frowned upon, sometimes it's not. In my case, I guess it's not, because most people are not bitching at me on my videos. So that's good. Right, so obviously I told you we're going to take a look at the Rifter, which is the latest ship that I have been working on, and here it is. And it is coming along beautifully. I cannot tell you how excited I am to get this ship finally done, because it is one of the most requested ships that is on my list of ships to make, which is very extensive, by the way. That's like a list of over 200 or 300 ships. I'm not even kidding you. I've only posted like 20, maybe? I doubt it. I doubt I've even reached 20. Oh shit, that's not good. So, take it in. Take all that detail in. I love the way this ship was set up. Very angular, except for the front, which is very ugly angles. You know, angles are good as long as they're 45 and 90 degree angles. Otherwise they're bad and they're not fun to build. But this is what we're working with. At least in the back, it was very nice to build. The front was a totally different nightmare. Real quick, we'll get up close and personal with the front. And of course, like I said, the angles are a nightmare. For example, all of this and all of this front section and all of this down here, that's a nightmare to me. But in some cases, it works out quite nicely. This detail right here pretty much matches exactly the way it looks on the actual model with that black coloring. This, for example, does not, and it's simply because of the way that the ship is made. It can't bend the way it can in EVE Online because this is all made out of blocks, which is unfortunate. So this is what we are working with. I have to say, I did a pretty damn good job of cleaning it up. Got some nice ribbing here, right? All sorts of different details on, you know, different hull types, and we've got some sort of vents that glow, so I put some force fields behind it because those are a very soft orange color that they let out, right? It's very nice. Very, very nice. I am very pleased with how this is coming along, and I know for a fact that players will be filling the shit out of this ship with as many systems as they can fit into the empty space, which will no doubt be there. Real quick, we'll take a tour on the interior. I do not have gravity. So we have a door here. This is the capsule room. This is where the capsule will be. Of course, this is not a finished interior. You can see the nice specular maps. I believe that's specular maps, which lets this thing have shininess to it, or a reflectivity. Come down here, we have the cargo bay, which is accessible via the door at the bottom, which is, I think, quite obvious when you look at the ship, so that's where I put it. And we have the cockpit. That's the extent of the ship, because frankly there is just not enough room inside this back section for more stuff. I mean, there is technically, but there's an engine right behind the cargo bay, and I kind of figured that the cargo bay shouldn't be intruding upon an engine space. So that's what we're left with. So this is the view you get from the cockpit. I love the view from this cockpit. It really makes you realize just how large this ship is, because nobody thinks of the Rifter as a large ship, and it actually is. It's quite a large ship. These two forward struts that extend down all the way to the front, that's approximately 100 meters long and probably wide enough to fit an entire football field on top of it. I'm not even kidding. The entire ship is 140 meters long, so there could be a football field on those two struts. That's how big it is, right? The angled bits in the front, those are probably taller than most stadium seating. I'm not even kidding. It probably is. That's how big it is. Imagine just having this thing completely replace like a football stadium. That's probably how big it is. It could probably fit inside, and it's just massive. It's ridiculous. So yeah, that is the Minmatar Rifter, and real quick, let me just outline my plans for releasing ships, because a lot of ships have to be released and they have not been released. So I'm going to go over which ships need to be released. The MR Punisher, at this point, should be released. I am filming that release video next after this video. However, this video won't be coming out until next Friday, or the Friday after. So by then, the MR Punisher should already be out. On top of that, I would like to release the Khador edition of the MR Punisher as well. Now, you will not be able to download the Khador edition of the Punisher, as I have outlined in the past videos on this channel, the last few videos on this channel. You will not be able to get a limited edition ship or a ship skin unless you win it by commenting in the video. If you comment below, you get a chance to win the ship, right? I very much like your feedback, so it's, you know, a welcome thing anyway, but if you comment, you get a chance to win a limited edition ship or a ship skin variant, which doesn't really do much for you because it's not different in terms of stats, but it looks cool in some cases, and certainly more so as I start revealing some of these ship skins to you, because some of them are really awesome, and I just haven't had the chance to show you them yet because I don't own them in EVE. For example, the Rifter that we have here, I have a Crucial ship skin, or at least I think that's how you pronounce it, and it makes the entire thing red. All of the brown is basically replaced with red, so it's like a red version of the ship. It's albeit a crimson red in Eve, but they don't have any other red versions of the Rifter, so I will be presenting you a red version of the Rifter in the future. As soon as this ship is done, actually, I can replace all the brown hull with red and provide you with that color variant, and you guys will be able to fly it around, if you so happen to win the random selection by commenting in the video. So, the Amar Punisher and the Kedor edition will be released, and they will be both available for either winning or downloading pleasure. After that, I need to release the Rifter, which I plan on doing the week after. So whenever this video comes out, probably Friday, you'll be seeing the Minmatar Rifter and the Crucible edition videos posted to my channel the following Sunday. And then after that, we have the Blood Raider Hematos, the Sequoia Vesta edition of the Heron. Those two are limited edition ships or ship skins, so you will not be able to download them, but they will come with a release cinematic, and you will be able to see that in all its glory, and you will be able to, of course, try and win those ships as well. If you want, you can, in this video, comment below, and you'll get a chance to win the Blood Raider Hematos, which is a limited edition rookie ship for the Blood Angels, I think, is their faction name? I'm so confused because I was confusing them earlier. Blood Angels and Angel Cartel, or Blood Raiders. It's Blood Raiders, my mistake. Blood Raiders. So it's a limited edition rookie ship for the Blood Raiders. So you'll be able to win that if you comment below. Other than that, I've decided to alter even further what I'm going to be doing with my channel, and I outlined this in the video that I last posted, the last NEF video. I said I was going to post 2 videos a day, and on 3 days of the week it was going to be a StarMade video and a random Let's Play video, and then every other day would be 2 videos of the random Let's Play. The current Let's Play should be Mad Max Fury Road. No, Mad Max. It's just Mad Max, not Fury Road. That should be the current Let's Play. I have decided that I am actually going to alter that. I am going to post a StarMade video every single day. I would very much like to. A StarMade video every single day. And a random Let's Play video every single day. 7 days of the week. And I'll tell you how I'm going to do that. So first of all, the New 8 in Fleetworks is going to take priority. After New 8 in Fleetworks takes priority, we have the station reviews, which will soon be over, and they may already be over by the time this video is out, but I highly doubt that. I'm going to be starting this process before I have even posted this video, no doubt, so you guys should already see this in effect. I'm going to get the station reviews out of the way, and then with those 2 different types of StarMade videos out of the way, I will have plenty of time to go through the StarMade doc and start my review series, which I've been wanting to do for a long time, because I want to take a look at some of the amazing ships. I personally need inspiration, because there are things that I have to build for Shine, and I need to make sure that I'm filled with ideas constantly. So, I'm not going to, of course, spoil anything with regards to what I'm doing for Shine, but, I need to take inspiration, and what better place to take inspiration from the community than the community? My god, my English is starting to fail as the video drags on. So that's the plan. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a review series. It's going to be less of a, you know, you did this wrong, you did this right. It's going to be more of, holy shit, look how cool this spaceship is, look how cool this space station is, look how cool this asteroid base is, and I'm just going to share it with you. I will give some feedback, like, you know, some tips on what I think could be improved, but that's it. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, go into too much depth. I just want to showcase it, really. That's what I want to do. So I will be starting that, and hopefully you will be seeing that soon, but of course station reviews are probably still going on, and yeah, we'll be taking a look at a ton of stuff, and because there is so much stuff on the forums, the StarMade doc, I have endless supply to choose from. I mean, quite literally, Skylord Luke could supply me with enough for like a month. I'm not even kidding. That's how many things he has built. So that's how it's going to work. You'll be seeing all sorts of amazing builds make it to this channel eventually. My god, big plans. So that's how it's going to work. StarMade video every day, Let's Play video every day. Let's see if we can do it. So thank you for joining. Sorry if this was a little bit long. Hope I've given you some insight as to the future of this ship. I hope you're excited for it. Leave a comment down below for a chance to win the Blood Raider Hematos, and I will see you all next time.